I am here to tell you a truth. It is a hard truth. I lost everything to gambling. I lost the money I had worked so hard to save. I lost the beautiful home that held my memories. And, for a time, I lost the trust of the family I loved more than life itself. The weight of that loss was immense. I felt a deep, gnawing shame that followed me into every room. I felt so very small. I looked at my future and saw only a dead end. I truly thought there was no way back. This is my story. My journey did not begin with a grand plan to throw my life away. It started with a whisper, a quiet thought that this could be easy, a feeling that this could be fun. But that whisper grew into a roar that drowned out everything else. It drowned out the voice of reason. It drowned out the voices of my loved ones. I remember the feeling of walking in. The air was electric with sound, color, motion. I decided to bet a small amount of money. And then, I won. A sudden, thrilling rush. A quick, easy high. In that moment, a seed was planted. The excitement was a powerful pull. I found myself wanting to feel it again and again. The financial damage happened faster than I could have ever imagined. It was like a slow leak that suddenly became a flood. First, it was my personal savings. Then, I used the money meant for rent and bills. I took out credit cards to fund my bets. Then came the high-interest loans. I was digging a hole so deep I could no longer see the light. The secrecy became a full-time job. I became an expert at hiding the truth. I told small lies to my family. Those small deceptions grew into bigger ones, building a wall between us. At work, my performance plummeted. With every question, the fear and guilt inside me grew. The joy was gone from my life. The cost was not just financial, it was emotional and spiritual. I was losing myself. The day everything fell apart is burned into my memory. It was not a loud explosion, but a quiet, devastating collapse. I checked my bank account, and the number staring back at me was 0. The phone rang. It was my landlord, telling me eviction was imminent. The final crushing blow came when my partner packed a bag for themselves and our child. The trust was completely broken. Sitting in that quiet, empty room, I made a choice. I called a gambling helpline. The voice that answered was calm and kind. They simply listened.
You are not alone. This is not your fault. Help is available.
They gave me simple steps, told me about support groups, and explained addiction is an illness. Walking into that first meeting was one of the hardest things I have ever done. Hearing my story reflected back, I cried with relief. I created barriers, deleted apps, and let family help with my finances. Recovery is not a single event. It is a daily practice. With a counselor, I learned my triggers and healthier ways to cope. I walked, joined a club, rediscovered reading, and called a friend when urges hit. No grand promises, just consistent action to rebuild trust. Addiction changes the brain. Support and counseling work. Financial guidance helps. Change is small, steady steps. Progress, not perfection. If you see your story in mine, hear this: you are not alone. Start with one small, brave action. Tell someone, call a helpline, close one account.